Writing is fun. Okay, well, maybe it's not quite as much fun as I think it is, but I think that if you have a better handle on some of the basics in writing, it doesn't have to be exactly painful. To most people, writing is stress. All different kinds of stress. Stress to come up with an idea, stress to get the idea out of your head onto a piece of paper, stress to organize the ideas once they're down on the paper. It's just stress. But you know, the goal is that you could make your writing blow people away. If you just know the basics and if you just stick to them, you could be extremely successful. Let's talk first about a basic paragraph. All basic paragraphs have these elements. They have a topic sentence, they have 3 supporting details, and then they have their conclusion or transition. Now, the topic sentence is kind of the announcement of what the paragraph will contain. The supporting details then do the job of providing that information. If you're writing a research paper, it's possible that this could include some in-text citations that come from your sources. And then your conclusion, a good way to think about that is kind of the so what? What is the point of this paragraph that you just wrote? And then you also use that to transition into your next paragraph if that is where you're going. So this is the basics of any paragraph that you write. And if I show you what your essay looks like, your essay has paragraphs in it. The first one is called the introductory paragraph. Then the second, third, fourth, they are all your research topics or your paper topics or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish and information you're trying to convey. They happen here in these body paragraphs. And then lastly, it has a conclusion. And the interesting thing is if you look at this, the original slide of what the basic paragraph looks like, and then you look again at what the essay looks like in its entirety, they are very similar. In fact, I made sure to use the exact same map so that you could see just exactly how alike they are. I want to focus today on the introductory paragraph. I want to make sure that you get off on the right foot and you understand the job that the introductory paragraph must do. And when you master this, it does make the rest of the paper easier because you are setting yourself up for success. So let's first talk about what you see here. You see 3 elements. You see the attention getter, the bridge, and the thesis. The attention getter, I've heard some people refer to it as the hook, but I like to think of that as something that is used at the end of the paragraph to connect, to hook to the next paragraph. I will be referring to it as the attention getter. Now, there are a lot of different kinds of attention getters, and you may have heard of some of them. There's the anecdote, there's the quote, there's a statistic, and then there's a question. Now, I obviously am going to draw your attention here to anecdote. It's in all capital letters, but I might as well go ahead first and talk to you briefly about the other 3 options that you see here. I just want to give you a word of caution. They are not bad choices, but you have to choose a powerful quote, something that is very, very much connected to the essay that you are about to write, and that can be a difficult job. There are probably a billion quotes out there that you could consider. Next, you've got a statistic. A good statistic that can shock your reader could grab their attention, so this is not an invaluable choice. Lastly, you have a question. Again, you've got to be careful of this question. Keep it a powerful punch to get your reader intrigued by what this essay that they're just beginning is going to be about. I'm going to focus here on anecdote. An anecdote is really a fancy word for story, brief story. This is something that would be a few sentences, 2 or 3 or 4, no more than that. Just something that will, tickle the reader's fancy and make them curious about where the paper is going. That's it. That's why it's called the attention getter. You are literally trying to get the audience's attention. Much like my friend you see here. This is why they put this guy in front of a car dealership or a mattress sale, because they're thinking that if you see this, it's getting your attention and you might be interested in what's to come. Okay, so we've talked about the attention getter. Now let's talk a little bit about this idea of a bridge. The bridge is simply the device that takes the reader from the attention getter, where their interest is piqued, They're curious. They might have a hint of what the author of the paper is talking about, but the bridge kind of comes out with it. The bridge is the big reveal. It is what you finally kind of get the big punch of what the topic is truly about. It's no longer a secret. It's out there. Okay, so the bridge just explains that attention getter, and it starts building it towards the thesis. Often when students are writing, I will say things to them like, your bridge is too weak. It's not going to hold anybody to cross over. Or, you need to strengthen up your bridge. I mean, it's something that you can visualize. You can picture the bridge, and if the bridge isn't doing their job, you're never going to get to the other side. And so you see here I am with my attention getter, and I use this bridge to kind of connect the interests that I stirred in you when you first started reading my paper to my thesis. Okay, so we've talked here about the attention getter, we've talked briefly about the bridge, and now let's talk about thesis. I've got to tell you, of all the elements that you have in this paper, it is the thesis that is the big mama. This is the most important sentence, and it really is nothing more than one sentence. So I don't want you to forget that ever. Never confuse yourself and think that you can do this in a couple of sentences. You've got to get the job done in one. Now, I often make sure before we really get into thesis in class that we've discussed what a compound complex sentence is all about, because that's kind of a bigger sentence and that gives you a little bit more room to move. The job of the thesis is to outline exactly the plan for the paper. So if I'm going to write a paper about breast cancer, I will have a sentence here that will reveal to my readers what exactly I'm going to cover. I cannot write a paper on breast cancer. That umbrella is way too big. I must focus my reader in. I'm going to look at diagnosing, I'm going to look at treatment, and then I'm lastly going to look at the effects of the family. I'm going to be very specific. My reader will not be confused any longer. They will know as they move forward into the rest of my paper exactly what to expect. There are no surprises. So lastly, you will see here all three elements that we talked about. Often when my students write, I will ask them to highlight each of these elements in a different color. They highlight the attention getter, say, in yellow, they highlight the bridge in pink, and they highlight the thesis in blue. It's a very visual sense. You can see clearly that all three elements do exist. You can look at them then individually to see if they're doing the job that they're supposed to do. But I guarantee you, when you write a solid introductory paragraph, you are setting yourself up for success for the rest of your paper, because you are organizing yourself. You're enticing the reader right off the bat. You're revealing the information. You're giving them the plan, and from that point on, you can just go and do the job and know that you know where you're going with it. Good luck.